Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Kaylan Alex. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for tuning in. So guys, I have a little list here of things that I feel like are gonna be kind of like the trend or things to like look out for the 2022, I was gonna say 2021 child 2022 year. I have a few handbags, a few shoes, styles of shoes and clothing, so let's just jump right into the video. We know that every year there's a theme, you know, there's like certain things that just pop, certain brands that just like do their thing and like just take off. I want to bring you guys a few items that I feel like we might need to like look out for this year. Some things on this list I'm actually looking forward to, so we'll see how that works out. So the first thing I have on my list is like just category. I'm just dividing it up by category. It's shoes. I have platform shoes on here. Now this is no secret, or I feel like it shouldn't be a shocker because we're seeing this right before our eyes as we speak. The Valentino platform is like, there's a little tussle to try to get a pair, okay? I have been like stalking websites literally every single day to get a pair of these. I managed to get two. It's crazy because I went into the Valentino store to try these shoes on and see what size I need, not thinking that they would have any. They actually had a red pair in store in my size. I tried them on. They were phenomenal. They're actually not as tall. They don't feel as tall because of the platform on the actual shoe and the heel. It kind of like makes it feel evened out, so you don't feel the height of the shoe, if that makes sense. And to me, the shoe is not super heavy for it to be a platform shoe. So I of course wanted the black because that's more practical, it's safe, and obviously it's timeless. But the black child is gone, you know. You can stalk some websites and maybe find one. I actually did that and found the white pair, which is the pair I was actually, or it's ivory, that I was really wanting. I ended up finding them. The last pair, which was in my size, I was like, this is meant to be. I also ended up getting the nude pair because they ended up coming available at Neiman's, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get that pair too. But those are probably just gonna be my mom's because I have the ivory pair and that's the pair I really wanted. But anyway, we're still on the hunt to finding the black pair that is just gonna be more practical. I'm satisfied with the ivory. But like I was saying, that is like a shoe that is extremely popular. We saw this with the Versace platform that came in the purple, pink, I believe, and a black, a red, I think, that kind of came and was like, wow, that's the shoe. But I heard that shoe isn't as comfortable as it looks. Something about the shoe is not super comfortable. I have not tried it on personally. That particular shoe just wasn't something that I was interested in. I preferred the patent leather of the Valentino shoe. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of platforms, you know, make their way back around. I feel like platforms really, they didn't really like go out of style, because if that's your style of shoe, that's kind of like your style of shoe, like that's what you prefer, and it's been around, it's a classic version. I just feel like they're becoming a little bit more accepted and just like widely seen right now. So platforms for sure. Now I'm gonna like switch categories here to handbags, which is another fave thing for me. I'm a handbag and shoe girl. Y'all know I love me some shoes. That's top priority. But surprisingly, I have quite a bit of handbags on this list. So let's just jump into the ones that I have listed. So the first one I have is the Fendi First. Now the Fendi First, of course, is nothing new, but I feel like we're gonna see a little bit more of it because it is a new style. It is, you know, Fendi, and it's something exciting, right? I feel like the clutch, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. I've never really been a clutch girl. It's just never worked out for me. I've never seen or just got the urge to have a clutch. All of my bags have been either top handle or shoulder strap, or of course crossbody. I've never really cared for clutches. However, when Bottega had that gold and silver pouch, I cannot remember the exact name, but the clutch, we all know what I'm talking about. It'll be somewhere on the screen. I was like, I kind of like that. Like, that kind of looks cute, and it kind of piqued my interest because it was like a clutch in a way and worn in a way that I felt that was a little bit more wearable for me and in my lifestyle and my wardrobe. It made me second guess whether or not I liked clutches. So now time has gone on that Bottega's been doing their thing. We've been seeing this bag a whole lot more, and I've really grown to like it. This style of clutch. I'm not going to venture all the way out, but this style of clutch. So when I saw this Fendi first in the gold color, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I kind of like that. And I don't even think it's released just yet, but I did see it on, I think it's Tamara's Instagram. She was at the Fendi show, and I was like, oh my goodness, I really like this bag. And I feel like I kind of missed the gold in the Bottega bag, so this is kind of like a bag that I'm actually really considering getting because it is that gold, it is that almost like metallic-y look, and it's still a clutch. And I'm sure it's going to have a strap to come with it, so it gives me the best of both worlds. We're seeing a lot more of vintage inspired or past collection inspired, designs and things. So it's still here. And obviously, if that is your vibe, that never went out of style. That was never not a thing. But I just feel like the re-editions of it with the Pradas and the Gucci's, even doing their thing with it, it's becoming more popular. So I have on here the Gucci Jackie bag. I feel like that style of bag and that particular bag is going to be a hit. Honestly, it's really not my favorite. I actually did see the Jackie, I think it's the mini version, the small one, in black with some crystals on it. It had the I think it was like a mesh or something. I'll have a screenshot of it on the screen, but it was like black with the crystals on the logos, and I thought this was super cute. I wouldn't have naturally gravitated towards this bag, but when I seen it in this color, and of course the crystals is what got me, I was like, okay, this piqued my interest. I might be interested in that. So I feel like with a bag like this, I would definitely have to see either that bag or that style of bag in the store to see if it's actually something that I can see myself wearing and actually using. It does seem kind of small, especially for that particular bag. So I kind of have to see what it looks like on me. But from the pictures that I've seen, I kind of like that bag. And we all know that I have been on this search for the perfect crystal or crystal bag, and I feel like this one's kind of in a running. The only difference with this one is it's not complete crystal. It's just the logos on the bag, which I think is what makes it a little bit more special. Of course, the blue or the denim-ish color in brown is popular, as well as the solid colors. I even seen Saint Laurent's Lay 5'7" leather hobo bag is what it's called. That looks extremely similar. It is just that same vintage style bag that is being brought back to life and becoming very popular. Sticking with the theme of vintage style bags, I have on here a vintage Chanel classic flat bag. Now, this is another bag that I have had on my list of things that I've been keeping an eye out on, that I've kind of been on the mini hunt for. A vintage classic flap. In my opinion, I feel like the Chanel double flap, the vintage versions of the flap bags were the best in terms of craftsmanship and just care. I feel like those bags are just top notch. I have not seen hardly any vintage classic flaps in such bad condition that it's oh, I know that it's vintage. Literally, even the ones that you can tell that have definitely been worn, even those bags still look nice. They can still be, cleaned up and still look like they were just bought. Of course, the bags have aged, but for the most part, there's still, the integrity of the bag is still there, which makes me like really, really want one. I did have a vintage black double flap gold hardware. It is literally, and I mention this all the time, the only bag that I have sold and regretted. I don't know what possessed me to do that. I shed a tear inside every time I think about it, because I'm like, why would I do that? What was I thinking? Like, I clearly was not thinking. But if I was, what was I thinking to make me do that? Like, that's the only bag that I wish I would still have in my collection, because it was literally in pristine condition. And it was a vintage bag. It was actually my first, I think it was my first Chanel bag. And I got it for, I want to say my 20th birthday, or it was between 19 and 21. One of those years, it was the year I got the bag. And I was so excited about it. I wore the heck out of that bag. It was literally, I wore it with every single thing. I wore it crossbody, one strap, two strap. I wore that bag. I got all of my money's worth. Well, not my money's worth. It was a gift. But I got all the money's worth, like cost per wear, impeccable. It was still in pristine condition. Like, however they were making bags back then, child, I want Chanel to go back to that. Like, go back to that craftsmanship. Go back to those people who were making those bags. Get them up. We need those bags made again. That bag was just awesome. And you can still find bags like that on the pre-loved market, because the integrity of the bag is just so great. And I may be a little biased because I'm a Chanel girl, even to this day. But I just feel like the vintage bags are so good. It is actually one of the bags that I have on my wish list is a vintage double flap. I want to repurchase that bag, not in black, because I feel like I have enough black in my collection right now, that I want something more of a color, or I want a color of some sort. So definitely have that on my list. So, and I feel like those bags, with the current state of retail with Chanel bags, the vintage versions are what's becoming a little bit more popular because of, you know, the price situation, child. And you can get a really good vintage bag for a decent price on the pre-loved market. So those are my favorite. Coming up to what is more current, I did see a few bags on the cruise collection from Chanel that I actually have on my little radar. One of the bags that I've seen and actually saw someone on Instagram with was the black and white one. Oh my goodness, I thought this was so cute. It's so like simple, because it's just like a black bag with a white stripe, I believe, or maybe the other way around. I can't remember. But that bag, for some reason, just like grabbed at my attention, and I was like, wait a minute, I kind of like that. I think it's super cute. I like the size of it. I like that little colorway of it. I like how simple but like interesting it is, because it has that random stripe in the middle. It just looks so special, if that makes sense. So that bag, I think, will be something to look out for. Of course, Chanel kind of like comes and goes. So it's like, if you can get your hands on it, you can get your hands on it. If not, child, it's probably going on the resale market. And at that point, it's out of our control. It's above us at that point. But that is definitely one. I saw another vanity style bag that had, it was kind of like square with rounded edges and like a top handle almost, that I thought was super cute and super different from what we've normally seen with Chanel. I feel like these, I want to say like vanity style bags are, you know, making their way around because of the size of them, and the fact that we no longer want extremely tiny bags. We want to be able to carry some stuff in them, but still have a nice, versatile day-to-night, day-to-day type of bag. And I feel like vanity bags give us that. So I feel like we've been seeing a lot of those style bags be, you know, worn a little bit more, or like the small to medium size. And I feel like the vanity style fits right into there. So I saw one on there during the show that I felt like was one to like look out for. And I actually have my eye on that one, because I would like to see what it looks like in person, to see if it's something that I feel like I can use. The other selection, or I would say category of bags, are heart-shaped bags. Now, I don't know what it is about everybody wanting to do a heart-shaped bag, why that shape is the shape that is trying to do something. But we've seen a couple brands do it. I don't personally know if it's something that I would want. But I've seen quite a few of them. I know I've seen the Louis Vuitton one. I think theirs came out, it may have been fall 21 or summer. I can't remember, but definitely saw that one last year. I saw one with Chanel. A few other brands are doing these heart-shaped bags. I'm just like, I don't know. It's for some reason when I see it, I think Valentine, and I feel like it's strictly a love Valentine's Day moment, and that's it. Like, I guess if you just like the bag or you like that shape, then hey, go for it. But for me, I'm kind of like, for me, I don't know. But it's definitely a trend that I feel like we're seeing a little bit more of. The last little category I have under handbags are hobo style bags. Now, hobo bags are, of course, they're not new here. They've been here. Like, they go here, okay? I feel like we are seeing more of these style bags because, once again, we are tired of only being able to carry a handbag around just to have a handbag, because can't nothing fit in it. I feel like we are moving a little bit more towards practicality and being able to actually fit things in the bags that we purchase. So these hobo style medium size bags are making their way back around. We want to fit more stuff in it. We want more versatility. People are starting to do a little bit more traveling. So I feel like these bags work for even traveling because you can fit things on them. Even if you don't want to like carry your laptop or something big in your bag, it's still large enough where you can walk comfortably through an airport or however you choose to travel and carry your things without feeling like I have to hold stuff because it doesn't fit in my purse. So I've seen quite a few bags in this style. I've seen a Fendi one. I've seen, of course, Louis Vuitton has their styles. I saw an interesting looking Chanel one. I just feel like different brands, Saint Laurent, different brands are doing more of this style bag. Of course, Balenciaga with their city bag, or the Neo one, I believe is what it's called. I've seen a lot more of those as travel bags, which I think is cool. I happen to have seen that bag in the Balenciaga one, and like I said, it just wasn't my vibe. Like, when I actually went to, try it on to see if I liked it, I just did not prefer it. But maybe it would be better as a travel bag or like a weekender bag kind of thing. But as just a handbag, I really didn't care for it. So switching categories, I'm going to move into more of clothing styles. Now, these I just have specific like categories versus actual brands, because I feel like this is going to be like these items are going to be across every brand in some kind of way. So the first little category I have is the Varsity preppy look. I feel like we're going to see a whole lot more of that. A lot of more gossip girlish, which is my vibe. I love me some gossip girls on the Upper East Side, okay? I love it. I feel like, again, this is another style that if that has been your thing, it's been your thing. But I feel like we're going to see different versions of it. More of a basic but spruced up a little bit more, kind of vibe. Because I feel like there's still that aesthetic, that smart casual kind of look that kind of flows into this preppy look with the, pleated skirts and this vest. Like, we've seen a lot of sweater vests with the button downs underneath, things like that. I feel like have always been around, of course, but I feel like the way that they're being done or reintroduced to us is in a fresher way that makes it look a little bit more interesting than what we've seen, which is why I feel like it's going to be one of those trends that we see a little bit more, and something to pay attention to it, because maybe you don't like, the pleats or the plaid and pleats, but maybe you take one or the other in like another item, a shirt, a pair of pants, or something of the sort, and it looks a little bit different, especially if it's in a different colorway. So that is definitely something to look out for. The next thing that I have on the list are cutout items. I saw a whole lot of this like everywhere, on everybody's runway at some point. So when I say cutouts, I literally mean either like a deep V, a cutout on the side, some type of triangle, geometrical shape on the top, on the shoulder, down the sides, some kind of way, some form of fashion there where it's, you know, a cutout within the item. I even think one of the sweaters that I mentioned recently, it has cutouts in it. I don't really know where's the popularity with that, but hey, it's doing its thing. I feel like if done right, it can look amazing, but it can easily go so wrong, especially with the not so good material. I just feel like it can kind of lose its shape and just go south real quick, but I think it does have a chance. I do like me a nice deep V or some type of V-neck or cutout at the top. I just feel like it makes items look a little bit more interesting and a little bit more exciting when it has some type of cutout or some type of different design to it. Just makes you want to look at it a little bit more, in that pop of skin out. It just, I don't know, it adds a little extra layer to the outfit or something. I just love it. So if done right, this could be good. The next little subcategory I have is like heavy metal style clothing. Again, this is nothing new. We've seen this style forever and ever and ever. I just feel like the way that it's being reintroduced to us and brought to us has been a little bit more wearable and a little bit more palatable, if you will, because it's not super grungy. It's still like a feminine touch, but it still has its edge. I feel like this is kind of like my area of style, because I like something that is very feminine and chic, but also a little edgy, a little risque. I feel like I like to have fun with fashion and just kind of like play around with different things, and that's kind of like my area. Something that is feminine, chic, very, you know, preppy, if you will. Also a little bit grungy and sporty. I like the best of both worlds, and I feel like we're kind of getting that with certain brands with the heavy metal style items. So the last category that I feel like encompasses all of this is Virgil's last collection with Louis Vuitton. This child, I text my SA like, look, I need something from the collection. She was like, girl, let me know what you want, because we over here fighting over stuff. They over here having their way with what is available and what they're saying is available. So let me know what you want. Of course, these are his last two collections. So I feel like obviously the resale value on these items is going to skyrocket like no other collection. And we've seen this with his designs before. It's even gonna, I feel like it's even gonna be more significant now. I have seen a few items on the list that I'm like, I kind of like that, I kind of want that. But this is definitely another collection that I feel like is going to be so special, and if you can get your hands on something or you can peek at it and see if you might want something, I would say to go for it. It is going to be one of those collector's items, you know, like a pause and a physical item for a moment in time that for me is special when it comes to fashion, because you can always look back at, you know, this item was when this person was designing, or this item is in, you know, a representation of that person or that designer. So I feel like this is going to be another collection that if you can get your hands on something from it that you actually want, not just because you want to resell it, don't do that. Actually get it and do that. So we'll see. I am going to kind of figure out what I want from it. I think it's going to be released in like a few days from when I'm filming this video. So yeah, that's going to be that. That's going to be my list, or my little things to keep an eye out on for in 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, drop a nice comment down below, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I post again, and I will see you in the next video.